Good morning. Welcome to Monday Tsene with Wellifehub Inc. My name is Dewa Toka and I am an intern counseling psychologist. Today we're talking peer pressure um, um, through the various developmental stage in life. So most of the time when we talk peer pressure, it's mostly on or rather in the group or the developmental group of adolescents or school age going children. But I would like to extend it also to um, early adulthood and even middle adulthood or late adulthood. I mean, it's not a group or rather an age given thing. So it goes throughout life, and maybe we can start with what is peer pressure really. Peer pressure, we can understand it as the need to fit into a certain group of people or society, and then in that way we conform to their standards, what they do, how they go about life, which is not necessarily how you would go about life, but you are going about it in that particular manner, or you're doing certain activities because you want to belong to that particular group, or rather to identify with that particular group in society. So, in most cases, especially in adulthood or youth, peer pressure would look like maybe when your friends attain certain goals that you haven't yet attained, but because you identify with that particular group of people, or you want to be seen as a part of or belong to that group, you also feel the need to achieve those goals. And sometimes then we overlook our process, our journeys, where you are in that particular time, and where versus where they are. So peer pressure can be quite a cause of mental health challenges, because then when you cannot attain that, or when you cannot have those particular goods or do those particular activities that make you identify with that particular group in society that you want to identify with, then you feel depressed, you feel sad, you feel anxious, and that's when then the cause of mental health challenges comes from. If we take it in reverse to the school setting, it would be wanting to get certain marks. You want to get awards just like your friend, you want to be prefect just like your friend, so you want to get, or rather you want to attain goals that your friends attain because you identify so closely with them. But then one of the tools that we can use then to overcome or to avoid being a victim of peer pressure would be knowing who you are, really knowing your identity, knowing what you like, knowing what you are good at, what you are not so good at. Because if you have that knowledge, then you will be able to know how far you can go in terms of identifying with a certain group. Sometimes we want to identify with a certain group, maybe because we long to get what they have, but is it realistic? Can you really get those marks given what you're good at? Are you, maybe they are getting high marks in mathematics when we take it to the school level. Are you really good in mathematics? Or maybe you are more of a sports person, so wanting to reach that goal because your friend has reached that goal can be a daunting experience, and it can push one into mental health challenges. Then you get depressed, you feel like you're not good enough, you feel like you're not an achiever, you feel like you're not performing. But is that really your strong point? And then when it gets to now adulthood or our youth, which is a bit above adolescence, would be is that really what you like? Is that the kind of job that you really like? Or do you have the qualities for that job? Do you have what it takes to be in that job? Or you have a different you have different traits that make you good for a particular job that is not in line with what your group of friends do? Or even in the home setting, we can get peer pressure in the home setting, where maybe your siblings are doing this particular courses, or they are doing this kind of work that maybe you are not, you don't have the traits or the strength for that particular career. And instead of going through or going with the career that you really are good at, you look at them and then you want to go through, or you want to follow the career that they are doing, but then you struggle in that career, and then it goes back to you feeling not good enough, you feeling depressed, you feeling anxious. You wake up every morning, you go to work, but because it's not what you were born to do, or it's not really aligned with your interests, you feel like you want to give up already. You wake up, you're not looking forward to going to work. You don't have the passion. You're just doing it because your friends are doing it, or because your cousins are doing it, or because your siblings are doing it. So it is really important and valuable to take time to step back and consider your interests, consider your strengths, consider your weaknesses. And if maybe you are above the age of career selections or subject selections, then you do go also to a point of where are you in life financially, where are you in life in terms of emotionally. Some people just want to rush into maybe marriage relationships without really considering their readiness, because their friends are doing that. They also want to do it so that they can belong. Maybe in your group of friends, everyone is married, then you feel the need to also jump into that. Or maybe your friends have kids and you feel like you are slagging behind, so you feel pressurized to do that. But are you really ready to have a kid at that moment? You look at the financial aspect of it, you look at the emotional aspect of it. Do you have the capacity for that, which you feel like will make you feel more closely identified with your friends? So it just keeps the cycle going with the peer pressure. It keeps the cycle going because it may start with, I want to do this because I want to identify with them. I feel like if I'm not doing this, if I'm not drinking alcohol, if I'm not smoking, if I'm not partying, then I'm not a good enough member. Or if I'm not driving this car that my friends are driving, then I'm not a good enough person. I'm not doing well. And then you try and do that, but then you still feel bad inside because that's not really aligned with your interests, your strengths, if it's with regards to work and career choices, what you really want for yourself, your life goals. Because as people, when you know who you are, when you know your identity, then you are able to set goals for yourself, and to also make arrangements for that in terms of do I like this? When do I start with this? Which goal is priority over the other? So most of the time, then when peer pressure comes in, you set the goals according to the standards of the group, but then you forget about yourself. And then is that what you're doing, fulfilling yourself, fulfilling you, or is it fulfilling or rather satisfying the other people in the group? So that's also a good pointer to note. So so those are some of the aspects that we could look at when we are facing the challenges of life and feeling like we are drawing into or slipping into peer pressure. So that's it from me. Till we meet again. Bye.